Hey guys, Solarkneecaps here with another episode of Iron to Masters, where we take a brand new account, climb it all the way up, try to give you y'all some good lessons along the way, try to get y'all to climb that elo ladder. So when we left off on the last episode, we were talking about, we had a little bit of falling off. We were talking about kind of the difficulties and the challenges and the luck base when it comes to this sort of like rolling at 7, rolling at 8, and at the end of the day, we can kind of run into these sort of headaches if we're not properly assessing our board strength. So we talked about scouting a lot at the very beginning when we're kind of getting into the gold. We're past the iron, the bronze, the silver, and we need to start thinking more other than just the base fundamentals of building a strong board and what your strongest board is, and actually using scouting to not just find where are the assassins, where the blitzcranks, and where are the shrouds and zephyrs and these sorts of things, but actually like examining your opponent's board and figuring out how strong your board is relative to your opponent's, and being able to accurately predict how strong your board is against the field will allow you to make better assessments with when you need to stabilize and when you need to roll, when you can just level up, when you can relax, when you just want good losses, bad losses. And that is definitely, I think a huge breaking point when it comes to being able to properly climb, because you'll just run into these situations where you're doing great. You might be a Mr. 100 and then you'll just randomly lose, or you randomly just die and you're just like, wow, I didn't think I was that bad and now I got a 6. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Why, more dog, why? So these are sort of skills, and these are sort of things that we're going to be working on. And what's also difficult is that with every patch, you kind of have to almost not do a full reset on what's actually considered to be a strong board, but you're going to have to kind of keep in mind the power level of different units as they fluctuate through patch and patch. So mutant in this game is Synaptic Web, and again, we're just going to be kind of playing a little bit flexible. It hasn't really it's been some very interesting games. We've had a couple of particular players, but right now we're just going to be playing some very standard stuff. We talked about Yordles and Mercs being very good in the early game just as an econ generator. That's actually going to be a nerf next patch. And this is actually the patch before the most upcoming one, if y'all are watching this the week of. And, again, we're kind of done talking about the early game and what we can do there, and really we're going to start focusing on the phase that I was mentioning at the beginning, at the top of the video, is assessing board strength. So here, I'm a sucker for grab bag. I'm going to be real with y'all. I think Celestial Blessing is fantastic, especially as a level 1 augment, and underdogs can definitely be super broken, especially since we already have 2 mutants. That gives us a chance. But I just like just getting a free item, It's, we all know, wow, that's a really good augment. You know how good Tom Kench is. Well, imagine if you just got an immediate Tom Kench. This guy also got grab bag. Got redemption. That's an excellent item. And, at the end of the day, it's like underdogs is good, but kind of falls off. So I'm getting rid of that. I'm just snagging this, and we get an Infinity Edge. Okay. Okay. Well, might be some Talon or Katarina. The reroll is something that we haven't really touched on this game. Maybe if we get a lot of good units here, we can definitely stay flexible. We got a lot of good options here. Nothing great though. So, some basic stuff here. Bodyguards. And we'll probably do something like here, sell this, level up TF. We'll put armor on one of our frontliners and put ion. There you go. Your basic stuff. And let's actually count our money. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can make 10 here, and I'm going to opt to. I think we'll be able to generate our econ a little bit earlier. Our board isn't super great, but you know what? I believe in the power of Ziggs. You're better than a TF2. I don't care what they say. Okay, well, Ziggs completely whiffed, but let's go, Poppy. I think Poppy did the most damage, yeah. Yeah, Poppy won out here, clapping. And we're able to save the cat. Maybe go Assassins. Maybe actually reroll, or maybe not. So, okay, can we make our board any stronger? Really? I mean, Swain is good. Swain could be considered better than Ziggs, so go ahead and pick that up, and it is a pair, and we'll just get the IE on him. Put our frontline. Now we can have fun. We can do our amazing line of justice. Pick up a Vi, because Vi's a good unit. And this board, oh yeah, that's a 4 scrap very early. Okay, let's and with a Zephyr. Wow, okay. It is a strong board. Just a lot of strong units, a lot of strong synergies, even at 1 star. But I mean, we are doing okay. That Ez really is poking and prodding very annoyingly. But Ziggs with the auto attack. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, first let's see where this is. Okay, it's in the front row. Keep that in mind. Again, we kind of have this sort of assassin thing. Okay, so again, we're at the phase of if we want to pre-level or if we, we actually have a lot of econ. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can actually make 20 here, which I personally think is the play. Tarek is an excellent unit, by the way, and these are excellent pairs. But if you can make 20, we talked about how econ and gold is worth way more in the early game than it is in the late game, and I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to win this one, but I think it the fact that we're going to be getting 20 gold, I think we'll be able to sleep okay at night. I mean, it'd be nice if we kill an unit, maybe a Darius, maybe kill 1 unit. So 1 unit. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're happy about that. Wow, Poppy almost actually one-shot in that Zyra. What'd you live with? 10? I mean, that seems fair. Seems fair. But like I said, we lost our lose streak, or we lost our win streak, but we did get a little bit of gold, and it actually kind of helped us with our pick. So what are we looking for here? I mean, if we're going to be playing Jhin, we just want some more swords. I mean, Jin's an excellent option here. Or assassins. Definitely. See what we can get. And I see that sword just peeking out through the edge. So we'll just grab more swords. We're playing Jhin. It's kind of been decided. Or again, we can still play some assassins. Have double item carry on Katarina and on Talon. Talon is very strong right now. Okay, so again, we're thinking about what our strongest board is. So we're going to go ahead and level, get some scrap value, slap a scrap on there, do something like this. This seems pretty strong. We get Arcanist buff, we get some Bodyguard. This does give us the opportunity to play, to get some Yordle econ, which I'm going to opt to. I'm going to opt to get some Yordle econ. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we won't be able to make 10 this round, so we're just going to go ahead and buy Sire Cinch. Just to have it. Ziggs, you really not dropping it down. This guy's board is strong, man. My gosh. I just also realized I got a Reforger, which is kind of funny. A bit humorous, I would say. Alright, so one thing we're going to do here, we're going to get rid of him. Get a slightly better unit, but we're not actually going to because we want scrap. No, we're going to say no to this. We're going to put the IE on him. And, oh, it's so tempting to make Cat 2 here, but I mean, Cat 2 into what, you know? Like no assassin, Cat 2? Okay, if I win, I'll buy it, but that's really the only indicator here for me. It's my 1-star board against his 1-star board, and I think his 1-star board is better. Okay, Poppy, I see you. With the reflect barrier pop. No, okay. So, we're enjoying a little bit of econ. Go ahead and see who the hell we haven't played yet. Okay, okay. That guy's on a streak. So him. Okay, so good variety. Good variety. 6-3 already. What? That's crazy. But he isn't actually abusing high roll. Typically, you want to actually just mass level with that augment. But in win streak. But we'll see how he wants to play that then, I suppose. You got nothing but pairs. I believe our abilities to hit. Okay, a bow. Again, good Jin item. No complaints here. Tier, not as good of a Jin item, but, you know, we can always reforge that. No big deal. Okay, that's a nice pickup. Got all of our Yordles kind of cropping up. We're kind of loose streaking, so we don't really have a reason to level or anything. I'm not gonna be slamming Shiv just because I actually want to make that as an item. So we're just gonna pick up a Talon. You know, in terms of strongest board, there's the idea, but we're actually gonna be kind of greedy with our econ. I mean, we have so much gold, it's not even funny. Now, this Ziggs 3 is kind of scary, but you know, it's okay. Potato, potato. You know, we're on a lose streak, so we're just hoping for good losses. It's just that simple. You're losing? Well, let's just hope we barely lose. And we're going to have to sell this. I accidentally sold that. Cool. No big deal. Not the end of the world. Okay, we're skipping. We're also leveling. And let's go ahead and just add a little more frontline. Get some bruiser action. Put him in the middle. Maybe something like this. So we want to get that in case this BF turns into a Zeke's. Keep Ziggs in the corner since we prefer him to get grabbed by Blitzcrank. We're at 74 health, so I mean, we're just kind of loose streaking. We're not worried too badly. And we're just going to continue on. And probably we're going to get our augment, assess where our board strength is at, and see if we need to stabilize. Because again, we talked about that and having to scout and assessing a board state. We haven't been doing like pretty much any scouting, but we're going to be assessing the board state after we kind of see where our augment is at. 4 unit loss isn't terrible. Not optimal, but not terrible. And we are going to be able to get a pretty much whatever item we want on carousel, which is nice. Definitely, you know, we could be poor Mr. Bample. He's definitely having a time. He's on a winning streak. Good for him. There's a lot of guys on fire, so there's some strong boards out there. So we already probably know. I mean, you can kind of tell that we probably need to. That's going to help. That's definitely going to help. So it's pretty obvious that we need to stabilize somehow. So we're going to go ahead and... How are we going to stabilize? Well, we can roll. We can also level. So we're actually going to do this. We're going to level, which might seem a little ridiculous. And we're going to then roll. So bodyguard. This is a bit of a better bodyguard. We don't really care about classes. We can roll one more here. This feels pretty strong. Usually that's good enough. As long as something feels strong, it probably is strong. So now we can just kind of sell all this. Scrap assassin. I don't really care too much about that. And I feel like this will be a little bit more stable than some of our previous boards. And our hope is that we'll be able to use Metaball. Wow. Whew. Okay, well, I thought we faced that guy not too long ago. He looks familiar. So Warmog's on this Echo. That's a little bit terrifying, actually. Oh, yeah, the Trundle's just a little too strong, so we might need to continue to roll, look for some 2-stars. Pick our item, go from there. Okay, well, Fiora, we can always pivot to Fiora. That is also a Yone. I mean, we have pretty good Yone items too. We can obviously do a little reforge action if need be. Again, we're just looking to kind of stabilize, use our metabolic in order to get our HP back. So we can be a little bit greedy with our roll downs. We did just face the number 2 guys, so I don't think I don't feel that weak. I mean, some of these guys look illegally weak. Okay. That's okay. We got some. We're kind of picking up some steam, so get rid of him. We're gonna opt to get rid of you. Janna is a pretty good unit, so we're gonna opt to remove that. Kind of something like this for now, and we're gonna do here, here. Kind of roll with this, see if this can stabilize us a little bit. Not exactly the world's greatest Yone items, but, you know, it's actually pretty good for Jhin, so gives us some options. We are level 7, so you'd hope that we would win that pretty handily. Kind of have a tier just hanging out. I mean, our comp is definitely not the worst thing in the world. We can definitely work on positioning with some proper scouting, but other than that, wow, another Janna! Holy crap! Snag that up, Whippy, lickety split. Okay, so let me do a little bit. Okay, right. Okay, all right. So I think we're gonna do something like this. Reason being that if there's Blitzcrank pull, it hits our Trundle. We want our Leona to buff up our Yone, and I saw that there were some test dummies here, and I think we'll be able to abuse those pretty highly, and we're just putting our Heimerdinger behind our Yone just in case we run into assassins like so. And again, we just have too many units, a little just too much power on the field, some good augments. Getting as much as we can out of our metabolic. Start climbing them health bars up. Oh man, poor guy. What's he even going for? Is he like re-rolling? Oh, he is re-rolling. Which I have yet to fight him. Oh no, I fought him just fine. So we actually want him to hit a lot. I think this is actually in a good spot for... Yeah, it's a pretty good Yone spot. So we'll hold on to that. Obviously GA is what we're looking for, but we do have a couple of shots at it. Okay, that's interesting. So in terms of tank items, I mean, that's pretty good. So again, G is usually the preference here, but we're gonna go ahead and re-roll this tier and see what we get. Another one of them, huh? So we can actually do something like this, which is kind of like a GA, but not. Where having the making it so that he kind of avoids a little bit of spell damage is pretty helpful. And probably going to want to play a challenger at some point. It's probably going to be fairly optimal. But man, is our Braum tanky. Yeah, we're just kind of... Even without challenger, we're doing just fine here. Doing just fine. Unless... Go ahead and pick these up. Don't really quite have the room for Tarek just yet. Oh. Doing okay. So, I mean, we can aggressively level here if we want to kind of keep our win streak going. Just kind of put in challenger. Is that a bit much? It might be a bit much. Might be. But might not also not. Might not be. Thought about that. If you thought not. So again, we're gonna keep our... Yeah, we're gonna at least wait one more. Try to stabilize where we can. Okay, so that's going to pull our Jaina, which is a fact of life, sadly. And he has TF, which means he's going to do 1,000,000 damage for no reason, because again, just another fact of life. Wow, did our... Oh, our Brahms ultied at the same time. That was kind of confusing. Man, slamming Challenger here would have been a world of help. That's for sure. I would have... That was a bad idea. Yeah, Keck indeed. Keck indeed, my friend. So now, again, we're going to roll aggressively stabilize. Jin is still an option. I really want Mundo again. Okay, yep. Jin is still an option.
The stage is set.
In fact, it's quite tempting to just go for it. I'm hoping this will be a little bit better than the no Challenger Yone. Especially since we just hit 2 Jins out of the blue. Okay, cool. We got pulled. Blitzcrank, just being annoying. Gotta love it. A little bit more, not as bad of a loss. So that, because we're going to be looking for Orianna anyway. Oh, that guy is 6 and actually doing pretty good for himself. So we already kind of have our sword item, so we don't really need to worry about that. So we're looking for just like a tank item or a good scrap item. But I mean, well, when you see a Yuumi, you take a Yuumi. It's pretty self-explanatory. So we have a lot that we need to roll down for. Probably play, try to go for 4 bodyguard or something. We'll see. Maybe not. Keep rolling. Let's crank. Okay, well that's definitely something. I mean, that gives us the option to do like... To be real with you, I'm not 100% sure how optimal this is, but it does look like fun. And isn't that the most important thing? What? What? Wait. Okay, well that's just unlucky. Okay. I think we can all appreciate how ridiculous this loss is. That's just too funny. Okay. Caitlyn just... Alright, well. There's definitely a dichotomy between the haves and the have-nots going on the scoreboard. Okay, Stand United is definitely good. Cybernetic gives us a little bit of buff. I mean, I feel like we just want more stats, and that's what Stand United gives us, so... Clockwork. Alright, well, let's... Gen 2 is definitely a Mongoloid upgrade. Boom. Okay, well. Let's keep chilling. No worry about... Okay, there's a shroud there, so we're actually going to kind of put it over here. Here. He's shrouding center. He's doing that center. Do something like this so that way it floats over. What is the attack speed? 6, 6, 6. It's actually one of the higher attack speed units that I have other than Jin, but Jin, when he ultis, kind of stops attacking, so that's not what we don't want. Kind of what we don't want. Oh, okay, yeah, he's doing the Twitch reroll. Yeah, that's actually pretty strong. Actually pretty strong. Don't worry, Jin. Twitch is just right there. Don't need to worry about him. Okay. All right. Here we go, Blitz. Believing in the power of 4 bodyguard. So we're actually looking, like, as soon as we hit Jin, like, as soon as we hit our 2 stars, we're actually looking pretty good. We have a lot of, I mean, we have 4 pairs, nothing 2-starred. I'm feeling pretty good once we can 2-star some things. So, just, I mean, we have this guy who's, this looks really strong. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's looking a bit bleak. Looking a bit bleak there. Kind of scary, but not super scary. Pretty scary. Okay, I may be the weakest guy here. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie to you. This guy has a calling, I'm assuming. Yeah, he does have a calling, so that's also immediately horrifying. Alright, well, let's go ahead and roll, shall we? Well, let's do a couple of things here. I mean, maybe we want this at some point. Give us a little bit better odds. Okay, that's 1 down. You know what, Clapio? Here you go, buddy. Boom. Right. This is slowly turning into a Clapio pivot, not going to lie. This is slowly turning into a Clapio pivot. Okay, well, this guy is definitely our worst matchup. But I wasn't kidding when I was thinking I might just have to go Clapio here. Oh, that's an awful loss. That's an awful loss. It's because we're not hitting Jin 2 uncontested. There's kind of been a bit of a trend that we haven't been able to hit some uncontested units. But again, we're going to stay flexible. Stay flexible. Okay.
This is gonna tickle.
Alright. We have that going on. I mean, I think we're just kind of... So that's going to be shrouding that, which is a bit unfortunate. So we're probably going to do something like this. Like this. And like this. Just for the shroud. Oh, he has double shroud? Jesus. Oh my gosh. The boy who Jinned. He lived. Through all of that, Jin lived. Wow. Actually kind of surprising. Okay. So are we going to commit to Clapio? I believe the answer is going to be a hard yes. Yes, we are going to commit. So we're going to sell you, here, here, here. Why not? Okay, we're slowly climbing the ladder of what is this called? Socialite. Oh, he died. This is definitely looking like the play. Somehow. Shroud here is fantastic for us. We're able to shroud cheese. Just going to enable us to just not die. That's the main thing. And we're going to go ahead and sell Braum. Put all these items on our Scion. We're probably going to eventually sell Yumi as well. For Tarek. We're just gonna believe. Okay, yep, so definitely selling you. I want to keep scrap. So we're going to sell you, you. So we're going to do this here, 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 here. And here, here, here. We'll be able to kind of shroud what we deem fit. Looks like we're going to shroud over here to the right-hand side. Alright, and now we're just going to believe in Clapio, who is on the tank, but, you know, I believe. Belief never hurt nobody. We're still on the tank. Okay, there goes the major damage. Alright. Boom. Slap, slap, slap. Fun, fun, fun.
The stage is set. When does the killing start?
Had to mute my phone so we don't get any more boss. Okay, we're surviving, not thriving, but this looks like a fantastic shroud spot for the most part. So I think we're just going to relax right here. I think we're going to kind of keep our units back here. Oh, he moved. Well, that's what I get for not scouting. That's what I get for not scouting. And he enforcers, and he has... Oh my gosh, this is just... It's a bit much, don't you think? Just a bit unnecessary. That's what I get for not scouting. That's what I get for looking at my text messages. Oh man, and we still have to fight this guy who is on the roll, to say the least. Okay, well, even more attack speed. Let's go. We have plenty of pairs to hit, so we can believe. Some major upgrades incoming. And we're going to roll to try 2-star. Okay, well that helps. There's one. Here's two. Not too shabby. So let's look at shroud potential here. So we just fought that gentleman. So here left is good. Here right is good. I think we're gonna stay right. Okay, turned out to be a good choice. And there's a good chance we're dead, but you know, we definitely try to play around what we had. And we're about to die here. So long, friends. Okay. Oh, we live. It's the boy who lived. All right. Well, we're surviving, not thriving. That's for sure. So that was the first place guy. So this is the other gentleman. We have a lot of different ways that we can arrange. Hopefully we just don't get... We fought that guy not too long ago, so... Right. Okay, he's going right, so we're going right. Alright, we got a good shroud. Good pull. Okay, we do have a 1-star Kaisa to deal with, but I don't even think 1-star Kaisa is... Okay. It might be that strong. What the fuck was that? Sheesh. Alright, boom, we got another upgrade. So now I think we can pretty much fight whomever, which is a bit scary. But it looks like this is probably our next possible competition, so... Alright. Let's do this like this. What do we want? Right, right. Ah, that's the one guy we didn't want to face. But I think this hits my Taric? Okay, so that's good at least. That's better than when it was hitting my Galio. Monster knockup. Okay. Okay, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! That's a top 4! Let's go! It's a top 2! Let's go! Alright, well. You know, good to see that some things are right. Okay, we definitely want that Zephyr. Does that allow us to pretty much Zephyr anyone in his back row, which is exactly what we're going to want. So we'll sell this, and now literally our goal is to try to make 10. And put in a Scholar. That's pretty much our only play, so... So if they do Shroud Galio, I don't want him to Shroud anybody else. Okay, he didn't really move his units, so we're going to get a good Shroud on his guys, and really just kind of Shroud a handful of my units. Not the end of the world. Again, his Kaisa 2 is going to be the biggest upgrade for him. Good knock-up chain, some nice healing going on. That Yumi ult's pretty good. And he's also been gobbling up items this whole time, which is definitely going to make things tricky. And you know what? I think we're more than happy with a second there. So, again, you know, definitely being able to pivot and play very light on your feet when you can. I mean, obviously, we kind of... we were given an IE, so we were kind of thinking, hey, let's aim for Yone or something like that, just because that's what we managed to hit, because we saw it, we got the Hurricane, it was pretty good. And then, Jin was uncontested, but we weren't able to hit 1-star, and, we had 4 Bodyguard, we had a good comp going, we were rolling, our econ could be a little better, because, obviously we saw that we needed to stabilize and stabilize quickly. I mean, you saw there in the lobby we had the top 4 at like 70 health and then the bot 4 at 30, so really kind of needed to go all in there. And even at the end of the day, we might not top 4. It would have given us the option to at least just top, maybe get a 5th. That's another huge thing, is that you want to minimize your losses. If you realize some games, it's just not going to be a top 4, aim for the 5th. Now here we got incredibly lucky. I mean, we had one really bad loss with dealing with the double Zephyrs. There was a lot to scout with a lot of different positions. And we just got really fortunate there. And, at the end of the day, we were able to finally 2-star some of our units. We just randomly hit Galio 2, and we had Jin items, and we went for it. So we completely pivoted over to Galio 3, and thankfully, the more you play, the kind of more like, okay, I want to make sure I get all these units and this, that, and the other, and we had a bunch of all these different items, and sometimes you just make it work. And, there's small things there, like in that previous game, even though it didn't really matter, since, I mean, look at him, he had all the items in the world, all the key units in the world, so many 2-stars, and just a little bit too much for just one poor Galio to deal with. But no, I'm actually really happy with that. I think, we filmed 3 episodes today, and I think this really kind of goes through the junction of, we're in this tumultuous period of when you have, your level 7, level 8, and what you can do and playing optimally, and that's really, it's nice when you can just kind of get this curve, and that's definitely something you should be looking for, but sometimes you just kind of need to wing it, and I think these past few games, we've been doing a lot of winging it, so I think we're going to start aiming towards playing, like, actually just playing a comp. I mean, I know we wanted to play Jhin, but we couldn't see any Jhins or Yones or anything. So we're just playing as flexibly as possible. And when you see the opportunity, take it. We're able to minimize our loss and in fact go second out of, feels like out of nowhere, but it'll be very fun to actually rewatch this replay. But if y'all enjoyed that, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. Watch me climb my Masters account. We do all sorts of crazy comps. Watch me play chess. Watch me play Minecraft. It's going to be a good time. Links in the description. Iron to Masters. We're at Gold 2. We're getting there. It's time that we kind of strap down. Maybe wait for the patch. Do a little bit of research. See what comps we should be looking for. What should be foreseeing. Should there be any reroll comps, itemizations, these sorts of things. And go on and start winning some games, man. These have been some wild games, but it's been fun, and I think this set has been a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people are playing it because of it. But hope you learned a little something. I know we're kind of getting away from some of the fundamentals and some of the basics, since we're now kind of getting into this period where it's really, you know, if we are going to be playing flexible about hitting those proper units, and maybe we can try to force a reroll comp next. I don't really play, you know, that. I think that would be good just because we've been kind of doing this very like, okay, we're flex AP, flex AD, or we're gonna play Jhin, we can play this. But, you know, maybe we might try a reroll comp and talk about, because there's obviously a lot of success that you can do with the reroll comp, playing it correctly, with, of course, a little bit of luck and a little bit of fortune. But other than that, again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, follow me on Twitch. We're streaming 2 to 4 times a week. And, yeah, see y'all on the next episode to Iron Masters. See you guys.